Hi everyone, it's the first ever Promptsquad episode. I really hope you enjoyed the intro and artist highlight reel. I honestly couldn't believe the quality of art you guys created for this first prompt. We really are getting off to like the best start possible. The only trouble is I think I'm going to have to start doing my own prompt a lot earlier in the month because seeing everyone's art really put the pressure on me to try and make something good. Now the prompt for this month was stranger, and I thought a one-word prompt that had multiple possible meanings would be a really easy one to start with. And I don't think I'm the only one who thought that it was actually pretty difficult in the end. If you've been watching this channel for a while now, you'll know that this Promptsquad challenge is kind of born out of an old challenge that we did here that was called drawing requests. And when I did that, I would randomly choose a prompt and an art style. And when I started this one, I was really umming and ahhing over whether to still do a random art style. And I ended up deciding to kind of do it, but slightly alter the way I went about it. Instead of focusing on an entire age or style within art that encompasses lots of different artists and often lasts decades, I thought it would be interesting to try and mix it up a bit and instead focus on a specific artist. And from there I can talk about the art style if you're interested. So for this first challenge, I wanted to focus on an artist who I love and whose work really inspires me. And their name is Fam. I really hope I pronounced that correctly. And they're a current artist who you can check out here on YouTube and Instagram. Fam uses mostly traditional mediums like watercolours, gouache and coloured pencils. And their subjects are usually Asian women in portrait and decorated with flowers and insects. It's interesting because when we look back historically, we can categorise artists of each time period as participating in a specific style of that time that is in a lot of ways indicative of that time period. But when you're within the art period, I think it is a lot harder to see the same correlations, especially now with the brevity and accessibility of modern art. Now you can go online and see any style still being produced online by hundreds of artists. You can see classical styles, revivals of more modern styles like Impressionism or Dadaism, and new work which I would consider Baofams to be in. It's hard because I don't know a correct term for their style. To me, their focus is about creating something beautiful and intricate, kind of like a piece of jewellery. Each detail is very considered. Fam also understands their mediums really beautifully and makes sure to use each with purpose. When they want an area of their painting to be smooth and soft, they opt for masterfully painted watercolours. When they want to create an effect like cut out card or layering, they shift to thick gouache and add some really harsh shading to create that effect. But what I like the most about their style, and what makes me consider it the next stage of modern art styles, is its reference to digital art. The perfection and graphical appearance of digital art seems to really inform Baofam's style. It's so crisp and clean with the sharpness of digital, but it's performed traditionally. And from that, I really wanted to try and bring that into my interpretation of Stranger for this prompt. So when I sketched out the ideas, I knew I wanted to try and portray a person with more than one face as a parallel to themselves, as if they are both themselves and the stranger at the same time. I thought it would create an interesting composition to have the two faces not connected through some kind of body horror kind of imagery. Our Baofam often uses hair to add shaping and interest to their compositions, and I try to keep this in mind when drawing my own prompt. I also wanted to break the composition up a little bit with some kind of dressing, and I decided to depict goldfish cutting across the image. Now, why goldfish, you ask? Well, honestly, because I love painting colourful fish in watercolours, and my feeling really is Baofam paints what they love to paint over their portraits, so I wanted to do the same. And plus, with the flow of this painting and the brightness of those fish, I thought it could bring to it a lot of questions on where the character actually is. Now, I was planning on going heavy detail on the fish, But then when I squinted, I kind of thought this looked like autumn leaves too, so I ended up opting to keep them very impressionistic. The trouble with a prompt like Stranger, or maybe the positive depending on how you look at it, is that it gives you a bit of freedom to go, well, it's okay if I do that because it does look strange, so I'm still within brief. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the painting. I love mixing so many different mediums, the pencils, the watercolours, the gouache, all into one painting, and trying to focus on each's strength really adds a lot of depth where I think it wouldn't have been if I'd stuck to one medium, and I really hope to keep that in mind in the future. And that's the first ever Promptsquad video. You'll have to tell me what you think of it, what you thought worked, what you thought didn't work, so I can take that forward and inform the next month's video. All links for each artist shown will be in the description as well, so you can follow them and check out more of the work. The last thing then is to choose a prompt for next month's video. Now, I don't think I made this clear enough in the past, but if you do have an idea for a prompt for next Promptsquad, just leave a comment with it or message me on Instagram or comment over there. Just make sure that it's got hashtag Promptsquad tagged in it and I should be able to find it. I was hoping Promptsquad would be more of an artist community challenge rather than a me challenge, you know, where you guys give ideas for prompts and you draw your response to the prompts, and then, you know, I sit back here with a drink and watch the work all being done for me. But seriously, I really hope you enjoy this first instalment of Promptsquad, and I'll leave it on next month's prompt, which was suggested by Kai and was an astronaut riding a cow in Victorian London. He didn't make it easy for you, but I'm excited to see what you guys come up with for it. Now, next month's Promptsquad video will be out on the 14th of January, so get your art up and tagged before the 13th and I'll make sure to get it into the highlight reel. Thanks again for joining in with Promptsquad. Anyone can join in, so if you're interested, please just give it a go. I don't think I'm the only one who loves to find new artists, and hopefully this will expand and you'll meet more members of the art community. I really hope you're all doing well and are feeling a bit merry with Christmas being so close. I'm really hoping to have a video out for Christmas Eve, so I'll see you then. Chat soon.